So I get a lot of questions about exercise and how it's going to affect your body, in particular whether someone is going masculine or feminine or whatever with their hormone therapy. The hormone in particular that they're interested in is testosterone, whichever way that we're going. Because some people are worried that it's gonna make muscle tissue. Some people are worried that they're not gonna make enough muscle tissue, you know, all this stuff. So, this is a very, very general discussion. I am not an exercise science major or anything. I'm internal medicine and like hormone therapy, endocrinology area is where I'm specialized down into. I'm not going to get into specifics of like sarcomeres, centromeres, and all the little muscle fibers and things like that. It's just not my specialty. However, I can tell you in general kind of a broad explanation of what to expect or not expect or whatever, or what's realistic and not realistic about how exercise affects the body of a trans individual. On hormone therapy, that is, because not all trans people are on hormone therapy, and not all trans people that are on hormone therapy are on the same hormone therapy. Anyway, so as you can see, your mileage may vary. It's not the same for everyone, certainly. In general, I'm going to be speaking about those who are on like the more full dosing regimen, like they're going for like full masculinization, full feminization. The non-binary folks who are on maybe like the lower doses or slower doses or whatnot, it's even more up in the air how like this could affect you. There's not a lot of solid studies on like exercise and trans people and whatnot. But anyways, so starting off, for those who are doing masculinizing therapy with testosterone. So at baseline, when you're not on testosterone, testosterone is going to be produced by the ovaries, actually. Interesting as that is. And also the ovaries take testosterone and convert it into estrogen. And that's how your body gets most of its supply, although the adrenal glands are also responsible for a small part as well. And that goes for either someone who might have been assigned female at birth or assigned male at birth. Your adrenal glands can produce both estrogen and testosterone. But anyway, so if you were going for masculinizing therapy, you're going on testosterone and whatnot, and you're wanting to work out and exercise, and you're just kind of curious, like, how is this going to affect me and whatever, I highly recommend exercise, especially strength training for anyone going on testosterone. One of the reasons being is whenever you go on testosterone, part of that testosterone will convert into estrogens. That's unavoidable. However, if you're very sedentary and you start injecting testosterone or applying testosterone, whatever method you may be on, it's just injections tend to be the more common. If you're sedentary, you don't work out or anything, and you're just hanging out, you are likely going to convert more of that testosterone into estrogens. And the reason I mention this is because some people will go on T and they'll see some weight gain and they're like, okay, I'm getting a deeper voice and I'm getting facial hair, but I'm also seeing the scale go up. What's up with that? And a lot of that may be testosterone converting into like estrone, which is one of the various kinds of estrogens, and it tends to, you know, store in fat and stuff, and so it makes you fluffier, yay! But anyway, some people might not be too happy to hear that. And so I always advise, if you're going on testosterone therapy, try like a few times a week, even if it's just like 30 minutes here or there, even some light strength training just to activate the muscles. It's fine if you want to do cardio as well. I just recommend the strength training because you will really maximize your results when you're on testosterone. Because over the first few years of testosterone therapy, full dose therapy, you will see up to a 30% muscle mass gain. And you can make sure you get that, you know, up to 30%. You can get that, you know, instead of 15%, you can get that up to 30% by doing some exercising and whatnot. And I mean, you may be just genetically predisposed toward having a higher muscle mass in your family history and stuff, and so you don't have to work as hard as maybe other people. But in general, if you go on testosterone therapy, try out some strength training, cardio, or whatever, and you're going to maximize your results and hopefully then prevent that whole extra conversion of testosterone into estrogens, which can cause some weight gain and whatnot. Anyways, so that's basically my discussion for the masculine folks. There are people out there on YouTube who have done some really great workouts for folks to kind of help minimize the top area and everything, and to help kind of flatten out the curves on the side. You might, do a Google on YouTube for masculinizing muscle workouts and whatnot, and you can find, like, there's this one trans dude who's done a few videos out there about how to flatten the chest out as much as you can pre-top surgery or whatnot. But anyways, so do it. Work out, it's cool. For those who are on feminizing therapy now, so if you go on estrogen therapy, depending on who you're seeing, you may, like, if you see me, of course, folks who see me know that I'm no fan of testosterone blockers because they're unnecessary nowadays. Now that we have, better knowledge and a working knowledge of how the endocrine system is working, we can give appropriate doses of estradiol, and that will cause your body to suppress testosterone production on its own. And then you don't need all this unnecessary crap with spironolactone and stuff, which can cause all kinds of wonderful side effects in the body with your electrolytes and your fluid balance and everything. So you end up not needing it, in 98% of cases. But anyway, that's a whole other video that I've done, or a couple of videos. So whether you are doing solo estrogen therapy, where you suppress your testosterone with high doses of estradiol, or if you are on estradiol and then you also have an adjunctive therapy of adding something like Spiro or bicalutamide or something like that to help suppress your testosterone / androgens. Either way, you're going to be affected the same with exercise. So the fear in feminizing therapy is that if I exercise, am I going to, maintain the muscle mass I have, or am I going to gain it? That's usually the fear. Like, let's face it, like, nobody wants to bulk up, more than what they already have. They would much rather have that more, like, feminine outline and whatnot. Well, some anyway. I mean, not everybody has the same goals. I mean, far be it for me to call out what you're going for. But in general, when people come to me with this question, they are afraid that they're going to bulk up if they're working out. And I can tell you the short answer is that's just not the case. You have to really work out like hard with some like heavy weight lifting and stuff like that, and be really dedicated and do it quite often to be able to maintain the muscle mass that you may come into hormone therapy with, and then to be able to bulk it up. Oh God. One, you really need to be genetically predisposed to having that happen. And then you're going to have to just work your ass off to be able to bulk up like that. If you've got adequate testosterone suppression, however it may come, and you're working out, you're going to have to work your ass off and be like just drinking protein shakes and all kind of crap all day long to try to bulk up whenever your testosterone level is less than 50 in GDL. Like, it's hard. You shouldn't worry about that. If you want to like stay healthy, do some workout, cardio, strength training, whatever, go ahead. Just go ahead. It's not going to happen to you the way it happens to cisgender guys who just, decide to work out and bulk up, and they don't have they can have a hard time doing it, but for some of them it's easier for them with their testosterone levels than it is for like a cisgender woman to get out there and bulk up. But when it comes to trans feminine individuals, your gonads are not going to respond to exercise the same way that they might have prior to hormone therapy, because that's the end result here, or that we're looking for, is do the gonads respond to hormone therapy and exercise combination here the same way that they would have without the hormone therapy and just the exercise? And the answer is they just don't. So if you take someone who was assigned male at birth and they are cisgender, so they're cisgender male, and they're working out, whenever they do really heavy like muscle workouts and everything, the gonadal response then is that it does increase testosterone levels, which then can help increase muscle production and maintenance and everything. But whenever you take someone who was perhaps assigned male at birth, but they are transgender feminine, and they're on, say, full dose feminizing therapy, you will not have that response from the gonads, because the gonads have been suppressed, whether by high dose estrogen therapy or by some kind of a testosterone blocker. They have been suppressed and they're not able to respond to workouts the same way that they would have prior to estrogen therapy. And so that fear is just unfounded. Now, can you tone up and everything? Certainly. And there are wonderful workouts out there that can help you get more of that feminine shape if that's your goal. And I would advise, like people have said, what kind of workouts? Certainly, like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm not an exercise science person, and I'm not a physical trainer or anything. But in general, what I've seen recommended from trainers, whenever they're talking to, say, cis women who are looking for more of that hourglass type shape, is they say to try to do the muscle workouts that are going to create the, it's wider at top, thinner here, and then wider again. So like for the bottom exercises, they would say bulk up on the thigh, hip, and butt region, because then that creates that outward taper, so that whenever you're going up from the thighs and hips, you have an inward taper. But anyway, so focus on the butt, thighs, hips, and everything, and bulking those up if you can. Like I said, it's very difficult to do on estrogen therapy. And good luck. But as far as, am I going to bulk up and appear more masculine, or am I going to bulk up and have more muscle tissue and therefore have more testosterone production? That's just not the case. Your gonads are not going to be able to produce testosterone the same way they would have not on hormone therapy. So don't worry about that at all. And someone had asked a question, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember answering them in case anyone was interested in this. I mean, whenever you're working out and post-workout, the increased testosterone production that can occur from the gonads in a cisgender male is not like permanent. It's like a few hours or so, depending on the intensity and everything of the workout. But I mean, it's not like, every day you increase testosterone production and it builds and builds and builds or something like that. Like that is a temporary increase. And then as you build muscle mass, you may see more after that. But like I said, I think this person was just like, they like to work out a lot, and they were wondering, is that going to affect them long term? But again, estrogen therapy, if you're on good therapy, that is, and you have testosterone suppression via high dose estrogen or testosterone blockers or whatever, it's just not a problem. Muscle building is just, if you're going for muscle building, good luck. It's going to be really hard. I have several athletes who are transgender women, and they have a hard time maintaining what they already have, their endurance, their muscle, their, everything that they had prior to hormone therapy, they've said diminished, and they have had to work so hard to maintain anything that they have. Like, it's a myth, a complete myth, that trans feminine individuals have all these advantages and everything after you've been on estrogen therapy for a while and your testosterone levels are just like, it's I believe that people who are on this actually end up with a kind of a what do they call it in sports, a handicap or whatever. It just it can mess you up when you go from performing how you perform without hormone therapy, and then you go on it, and it takes away your easy ability to maintain muscle mass and everything. And no. Anyways, so sorry to ramble, but I get this question a lot because people are so scared to work out, and especially here in the South, like, we really do need to move more. I mean, look at the foods and stuff we eat. So don't be afraid to work out if you're a feminizing individual. Your testosterone levels are not going to like skyrocket or do anything. It's not going to bulk you up, and in fact, you might want to look at bulking up for like the booty, the hips, and the thighs, so that you can help your body reshape itself so that you're working with the estrogen. Because when your body begins to change while you're on hormone therapy, the way it will change is a feminine pattern if you're on estrogen therapy. If estrogen's your dominant hormone, your body will shape itself in a feminine manner. Consequently, on the other side here with transmasculine individuals, if you're on testosterone and you're changing your body shape, it's going to redistribute itself into a more masculine pattern. So if you are working out and getting muscle tissue, it's not going to redistribute muscle tissue in a feminine pattern. It's going to bulk like a masculine pattern. So feminine folks, get out there and work out. It's fine. It's fine. Don't be worrying about it. Anyway, I hope this finds y'all okay. I'm recording this on a very cold and quiet Sunday, so y'all have fun. See what else I can come up with to talk about and yammer on with. Bye, y'all.